Good evening and welcome to the Spotlight. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm David Rose, and we begin with the surprising and historic news this week in the legislature that could eventually curb the chaos on our roads. Ballot Initiative 2113, giving police officers more leeway to pursue suspects, passed in the Senate by a vote of 36 to 13, with only Democrats opposed. It was adopted and will take effect in early June. The initiative submitted by Let's Go Washington had hundreds of thousands of signatures, sending a message to lawmakers that the will of the people who send them to Olympia cannot be ignored. Law enforcement leaders have repeatedly said that criminals feel emboldened because they know a stolen car is a get-out-of-jail-free card. All they have to do is speed away. Those days are now numbered. Just this week, the Thurston County Sheriff's Office released this video showing a 10-time convicted felon trying to elude deputies. They were able to go after him because he had multiple felony warrants, including one for assault on a law enforcement officer with a deadly weapon. But in many cases, like the numerous crash and grabs infecting our communities, officers have not been able to pursue those suspects. That's been frustrating to victims of property crime, like the tens of thousands of people who had their cars stolen in 2023. Pierce County Sheriff Sergeant Darren Moss says deputies are prepared to chase in areas where it's safe to do so, but it may take some time for criminals to adjust to this new reality.
Those guys are going to be in for a big surprise. And for all those bad guys that want to commit crimes in Pierce County, I'm telling you right now, you're probably going to get chased.
Those cities and counties that already had strict rules for pursuits before they were limited in 2021 will still have those limits. Catching them is one thing, keeping them in jail is a whole other problem. Time and time again, we've told you about court commissioners and judges releasing suspects with low bail or even no bail. Dangerous individuals who victims feel should be kept locked up until trial. Well, despite the fact that it's become frustratingly commonplace in some courtrooms, even I wasn't prepared for what happened this week when a 15-year-old accused of shooting a man in the head was sent home to stay with his mama. Just look at the trauma caused by the shooting. The victim says he lost his eye after he was shot during an attempted carjacking. Common sense would tell anyone the suspect is dangerous, but this victim wasn't taking any chances. He went to the court hearing to speak out against releasing the teen, because that same teen is also accused of violently assaulting an elderly woman during a robbery at Winco in Sumner the very same night. Even with all of that evidence, what you're about to see will stun you. Here's the Spotlight's Jennifer Dowling.
And it went through my eye and broke my nose.
Terry has had a hard time adjusting after losing his eye to a bullet in November.
And then they just took off and started firing.
It happened during what he believes was an attempted carjacking as he exited the freeway.
And it came kind of through my skull right here and then went through my eye and then hit my nose, broke my nose, and then came back here and kind of rearranged my teeth a little bit.
Before the shooting, Terry says the same teens were caught on camera accused of attacking a woman at the nearby Winco before stealing her car and purse, with two suspects also seen inside the store prior to the robbery.
I think they were trying to steal my car because from what they had done at the Winco.
Wednesday, the 15-year-old suspect faced Commissioner Karen Watson at Raymond Hall. Terry says he pleaded with Watson not to release him.
I do not think he should be released because of the fact that I got shot in the face unknowingly getting off the freeway. That if he's going to shoot somebody unknowingly for no reason, I think he's a danger to society and the rest of the world.
His wife telling the commissioner they are close to losing their home.
The water shut off, the electricity shut off, he can't work.
After Terry's plea, the teen's mother made a plea of her own to release the teen due to a medical condition.
He has a heart condition and a bunch of other medical serious conditions that he doesn't have a bunch of life-saving things that he has to do.
Prosecutors argued against the release, saying there was no proof of those appointments.
I mean, there are strong feelings on both sides of the equation, and I understand that.
While weighing the release, the commissioner noted there was a case pending against the teen out of King County from December 2023.
I do take into consideration that these occurred in November, but there was a subsequent charge that did occur in December for felony harassment.
Still, because the teen had no additional offenses in January and February, she decided house arrest was appropriate.
So in light of the fact that there's been nothing in January or February, we're into March right now, the fact that there can be 24-hour supervision at home, and there are considerations for both mental health and medical appointments, I will order electronic home monitoring with a metal bracelet. I believe that that is sufficient to ensure the safety of the community.
Terry was so frustrated, he left the courtroom.
Because when these teens get out and kill somebody else, I feel like she should be responsible. Because if she's the one making the judgment, I think maybe she should be responsible if the kids go out and commit crimes. Because I think the place they need to be is in jail and not home with the mom that let them out to do it in the first place.
So I did a little more digging on the teen's background. Turns out he was also arrested on October 8th in Lakewood in a stolen vehicle for a hit and run. But no charges were ever filed in that case. Like the victim you just heard from, now we'll all just have to wait and see if he really does follow the rules and stay out of trouble. Not very reassuring, is it?